Okay, so we've got this question. The question is saying that prove that 6 power n minus 1 is divisible by 5 for all natural numbers n. So this is a wonderful question under mathematical induction. Step number 1, so we answer this in steps. Step number 1, this is where you just need to prove the statement. So you say prove the statement. So you prove the statement. This is what you need to do. Prove the statement is true. Prove the statement is true for n is equal to 1. This is the first step. So you prove that the statement is true for n is equal to 1. So you get that one. It is like this. Where there is n, we put a 1. So this is just the same as 6, 1 minus 1. 6 to the power 1, that is a 6 minus 1, you get 5. Have you seen this 5? This 5 is divisible by what? By 5. So you say, since 5 is divisible by 5, hence the statement is true. So this one, we say, which is divisible. This is what we are going to do. Which is divisible by 5. We are getting this one, which is divisible by 5. Hence, the statement is true. Hence, the statement is true. So, hence the statement is true. So, we've done the first part. Is true for n is equal to 1. We now move on to step number 2. Step number 2 is all about assumption. So step number 2 is where we assume. Same way I'm answering, this is how we are supposed to answer. Assume that the statement, so you assume that the statement is true. You assume that the statement is true for n is equal to k. What does it mean? Where there is n, you put a k. So you've got that expression 6, where there is n, you put a k minus 1. Have you seen? It's easy. You just say this one is divisible. So we say it is what? Divisible by 5. By what? Assumption. You just assume. So this part is all about assuming. So we just assume that this is divisible by 5. Then we go to step number 3. We just need to understand 3 steps. So step number 3, what are you going to do? Step number 3 is where you now prove. You now prove that the statement. So you now prove that the statement, this is what you are going to do. You prove now that the statement is true. You prove that the statement is true for n is equal to k plus 1. This is what you need to do. This is to tell you that where there is n, you shall put k plus 1. So we are referring to this statement. Which statement? This statement that is here. This is a statement that we are looking at. So where there is n there, I put k plus 1. So I'm going to have something like this. So I'm going to have 6k plus 1 minus what? Minus 1. I say is what? Is divisible. Is divisible by 5. Is divisible by 5. This is what I'm doing. So this expression that is here, have you seen this expression? It is just the same as if I write like this. This is just the same as 6, have you seen, to the power k multiplied by 6. So this is multiplication. Whenever you are adding numbers of the same base, you just add the powers. So this is what we are having. Then I just say minus 1. It is just one and the same. This is just the same as I can do this. This one that is here, I can write it here. This is what? 6. So I can say 5 plus 1. I'm getting a 6. Then I put 6k outside. Then I say minus 1. Hope you are able to see. This is that number there. Here there is multiplication. If I want, I can start with, maybe I write like this so that people won't be confused. It is just the same as 6 multiplied by 6 to the power k. It is just one and the same. This 6, 5 plus 1, that is a 6. So we've reached at this point that is here. So where we are now going to do what? We are now going to multiply. So I multiply this one, so I multiply. So when I multiply this times that one, 5 times 6k, I'm going to have 5, then I'm going to have a 6 to the power k there. Then I'm going to say, here I'm going to have plus. Have you seen that is plus? Plus what? Plus 1 times 6 power k, that is 6 power k, then I've got minus 1. This is what I'm having. This is what I've come up with. So this is to tell you that this statement, if we get this part that is here, I get this part. Hope you're able to see. If I get this part that is here, just this part is what? Is divisible by 5. Since it is a multiple 5, there is a 5 there. So this part here, I'm going to say this one, I'm going to write it here so that you understand. So this part, that is what? That is the 5, 6 to the power k is divisible by 5. Have you seen? Is what? Divisible by 5. You are even able to see, I can divide by 5 there, I can find an answer. So this is divisible by what? Divisible by 5, since it is a multiple of 5. Then I also have this one that is here. This one that is here. Have you seen this one that is here? So I'm going to say that, this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that 6k minus 1. I get this part. This one is divisible. So I'm going to say is what? Is divisible by 5. So this one is divisible by 5. By what? By assumption. So by what? By assumption. So I'm just assuming. So it's assumptions that I did on step number 2. So by what? By assumption. So by assumption, this one is divisible by 5. This one is divisible by 5 by assumption. Then I'll say hence the statement, so I'm going to say hence the statement. So hence the statement 6k plus 1 minus 1 is divisible by 5. Is divisible by what? By 5. This is what I need to do. Is divisible by 5. Then the statement, so then the statement is true for n is equal to k plus 1. This is what you are supposed to do. You are done. So this is how we get to prove by mathematical induction. These are the steps that you are supposed to know and you are supposed to put into consideration. So this is where we are going to end from. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. This is my official channel. Don't forget to subscribe. In a case where you've got a question, a past paper, and you want me to answer it for you, that is done at a fee, you can WhatsApp me on my number, which is 0971 066747, 0971 066747. Make sure that you are WhatsApping with a question, and let me know the level of your education, because we also do all levels, so you need to specify.